Hey, man.
Ed Sheeran, wow.
How are
Hi,
you doing?
great to talk to you. So my name's Shan. I'm from a radio station here in Singapore called Kiss 92. Where are you right now?
I'm in Suffolk at the moment at my house.
My girlfriend Mona, when she loves a song, she plays it to death on repeat. So for me, it has been Bad Habits and Shivers recently. Were you always so confident of those two songs?
Are you from Northern Ireland, by the way?
Yeah, it's a very good spot. I grew up in Northern Ireland.
Whereabouts?
So I grew up in a town called Bushmills.
Yeah, mate.
Famous for its whiskey.
I know. So Loudon, who make my guitars, make Bushmill barrel guitars. So they get Bushmill barrels and make guitars with them. Bushmill's actually the whiskey that is in my house that everyone drinks. Great, man. When did you first get out of Singapore? Sorry, I don't mean to be interviewing you now, but this is...
No, it's cool. So my dad's from this part of the world. So I always had a connection to Singapore. I came out here in 2005 when I was about 23.
Yeah.
I've been here ever since.
Incredible, man. Wicked. Sorry, what was your question about...
I was just, I guess, the first two singles, were you always confident about them?
No, because I often feel like I'm a new artist breaking myself again, man. There's so much great music out there for people to listen to, especially now with things like Spotify. Like anything can be discovered now, so you have to really do something different. And you know, I've made Shape of You, I've made Perfect, I've made Thinking Out Loud. I can't do that again because people will just be bored. So I need to always find a different angle to do stuff. So I was sort of confident that Bad Habits would work in some countries in Europe. It's quite a European sounding song, but you know, I had no idea how it was going to work in America or Canada or Singapore, China, Australia. You know, you just don't know. And
are we going to expect the rest of the album to be quite dancey?
No, the rest of the album's very have a song called Visiting Hours that's been released that's a bit more heartfelt, I guess, and the rest of the album's quite like that. I didn't want to start an album campaign with like a slow acoustic song. I wanted to have a summer song that people could dance to, but the rest of the album's like, if you're a fan of my deeper emotional songs, this album will be for you.
And what would your wife say is your bad habit?
Impatience. Yeah, I'm quite impatient with things, but only when I think that it can be done quicker. You know, sometimes I'm like, I'll be shooting something, I'll be doing a thing, and the camera setup between will take like 40 minutes, and I'll be like, I know that can take 10 minutes because I've been doing this for 10 years. I know that it's a anyway.
Well, I had a question, I guess, about impatience. Are you upset that they haven't asked you to do a Bond song yet?
Well, they did.
Oh.
Yeah, this last one, No Time to Die, was originally directed and written by Danny Boyle, and I was doing Yesterday with Danny Boyle, and there was conversations about me doing the Bond song for that, and like very, very, very early conversations. It wasn't like officially you're doing it, and then Danny stepped away from the project, and they got a completely new director, completely new writer, and it just made more sense that it was Billy's song. So I would be open to it still, but yeah. So I have sort of had those conversations, but it just, for whatever reason, didn't happen.
Oh, we'd love to hear that. And am I right in saying you will have a Christmas #1 this year because you're teaming up with Elton?
I'm going to have a Christmas song. I don't know if it's going to go Christmas #1. I hope it goes #1 at some point. But the thing is with Christmas songs now, it's less about the first year they come out. It's more about the next year. If my song's still being listened to next year, that's when it's a Christmas hit, you know?
I think Radio 1 does it where for the hard-hitting sensitive questions, they get kids to ask them. So I've actually got my stepdaughter here with me. You want to come and help me over here? Say hi. Introduce yourself. Arya. So Arya's 7 years old. Do you have any questions for Ed, Arya?
I put ketchup on everything. My mom says that is bad. What do you think about it?
What's bad?
Ketchup.
Arya puts ketchup on everything.
So I put ketchup on everything, and it's about how much ketchup you use on everything. I think everything in life can be bad if you do too much of it, but moderation is the key. So if you put lots of ketchup on your plate, it's unhealthy. If you use a small amount of ketchup, you still get to enjoy the ketchup, but you appreciate it more.
Happened yesterday. Do you have a Halloween costume?
This year, I'm planning to go as one of the guards from Squid Game, which you won't have seen yet, and do not watch until you are of age. But it's basically just a mask with a hood. It's quite scary.
I'm gonna be vampire for Halloween.
Awesome, that sounds great.
We were just watching you as a vampire earlier today, right?
And I have ketchup in that video as well.
We saw that.
Who is the prettiest pop star you have ever met?
God, I don't know. That's a very, very difficult question. Yeah, I don't know. Probably, I would say one of like the old school ones. You know, the ones that. So I think Joni Mitchell is beautiful. I haven't met her yet, but she does jam nights now in Los Angeles. So I'm hoping to get to one of those.
Sorry, you put him on the spot there, are you? That was a difficult one.
Why do you call your daughter Antarctica?
Because we tried for a long time to have a daughter or a son, and for one reason or another, it wasn't working. And then we went to travel Antarctica and stopped trying, and then it happened. So we see Antarctica as quite a special place for us.
When you were my age, what do you want to be when you grew up?
I think I liked painting, so I think I wanted to be an artist. I think I wanted to paint stuff when I was your age.
Oh.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
A singer. I love singing.
Amazing. Well, all you need to do is sing every single day, and you will get better and better and better. The harder you work, the luckier you become.
That's what I do.
Yeah, perfect. Well, you are in for great success then.
Have you and Adele ever sat down, had a beer, and talked about your world domination?
Yeah. I've known Adele since I was 15. My cousin's housemate used to play drums for this guy Jack Pignati, and Adele was on tour with Jack Pignati, and then we went to go and see Adele's solo shows. And then when she had success with 21, I sort of hung out with her with this guy who I was touring with, Example, and then I think, we've been for dinner maybe like 2 or 3 times with my wife Cherry and them, and you don't necessarily talk about world domination, but I think what is interesting about speaking to people who are in your industry is we all are quite solitary, and we all have our own section. We all are, I have my family, I have my friends, and that's me, and she has her family and her friends, and that's me. And then when you meet, you sort of talk about your view on the industry and who you know and what you think of. And she's great. I mean, she's such a legend and icon now in British music that it's an honor to be. It's an honor to kind of be side by side and even be in the same conversation. I mean, she is huge. She's huge worldwide, and it's always good to having a benchmark to aim for. I always say, people say, do you want to be bigger than Adele? And I'm kind of like, that's what you aim for, and if you get halfway there, you're great.
Well, I predict the rest of this year you'll be ruling alongside each other.
Well, I mean, to be honest, like I don't care either way. Like I think, it's like the Beatles. I try and write songs like the Beatles. They might not be as good as the Beatles, but even if they're a quarter as good as the Beatles, they're good. So it's like it's good having people to look up to and be inspired by.
Thanks for talking to me, Ed. I hope to see you in Singapore sometime.
Thank you, man. Nice one. Thank you.
See ya.
Kiss 92. All the great songs in one place.